You know, sorry about that, I had to get some hair off of there. But when I hear a report if you will, that has one of the, I guess you could say, you call him a freelanced part-time WWE star in Chris Jericho or any WWE alumni or any kind of wrestling personality or persona, legend or whatever, when you hear them calling people out, fans mostly, about doing something that they shouldn't, that tells you that, in a sense, no disrespect, but it seems that the fan base kind of gets a little confused. Now, I understand, when people complain in tweet, Instagram, Vine, whatever you want to call it, when they come out and say, hey, we paid money to enjoy the show, to come and enjoy the show, we should be able to say what we want, right? I understand that. I really do. And now we're going to get an example of that tonight at WrestleMania. Or by the time you see this, we would have gotten an example of that by tonight at WrestleMania. But here's what gets me on this, folks. The wrestling persona, or the personality that called the fans out for heckling last night at the Hall of Fame was none other than Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho basically called out these hecklers, and apparently during Kevin Nash's speech you can hear a lot of them in a major way. When someone like a Chris Jericho calls you out, or Hulk Hogan calls you out, or Bret Hart, and says what you did was disrespectful, like I said, to me it seems like the wrestling fans are a little confused. Like, again, like I said, yes, you pay your tickets and everything to go and enjoy a show, but there's a difference between a wrestling show and a wrestling ceremony. It's like, if you go to the Oscars, do you disrespect the people getting the awards for Best Actor or Actress? Do you heckle them? Do you disrespect them? No, you don't. You show respect. The same with the Hall of Fames for the NFL and Major League Baseball and the NBA. Do you heckle them there? No, you don't. You show respect. The thing is, there's a bit of a confusion. And I think, again, no disrespect to the fan base, because if you pay your money to go to an event like tonight's WrestleMania, you should have the right to say whatever you want. But to me, I look at it like this. I can understand that, fans feel that no matter what they go to, they should be able to say and do what they want. Well, like I said, there's a difference between attending a football game and attending the NFL Hall of Fame. And attending the Pro Football NFL Hall of Fame. There's a difference between attending a basketball game in the NBA and attending the NBA Hall of Fame. There's a difference between attending an MLB baseball game and attending the MLB Baseball Hall of Fame. There's a difference between a lot of these things. MLS, NHL, There's a difference when you go to their games and say and do what you want, but there's a difference when you go to the ceremonies that celebrate and pay tribute to their accomplishments and enshrine them indefinitely. Like I said, there's a difference with that. There is a huge difference. To me, it's kind of like when you graduate out of high school. It's like when you graduate out of high school, your graduation's about respect. You don't heckle your fellow classmates, your schoolmates, because you don't heckle them. If you're a junior or a sophomore or a freshman, you don't heckle the seniors on the big day. You don't. You let things be. You let things go. But to me, there's a big difference between graduation and going to a sporting event, to a high school game. See, there are huge differences, and I think in today's society, fans get a little confused. Now, I can understand in the wrestling business, they feel as though, hey, we go to these Hall of Fame ceremonies, especially WWE's, we could heckle and do all that, kind of send a message that we're not gonna take them seriously and respect them until they respect us and take us seriously. And I could get that, and so can anybody else. We could all get that, but the truth is, like I said, there's a difference. There's a huge difference. And you can't just come out and do these things because you want to send a message. You're going to send the message, like I said tonight. You're going to send the message. There's going to be 72,000, maybe 80,000 plus fans in Levi Stadium tonight, that are going to send a message to WWE in a big way. There's no doubt about it. You could do it there. But when you go to some kind of a ceremony paying tribute to their accomplishments, then you have to have respect. Don't disrespect them just because you want to send a message. Wait until the opportunity like tonight. Well, tonight was. That's an opportunity. Wait till tomorrow night on the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw. That's an opportunity. The fact is, in all due respect, I think fans need to stop being confused. They need to realize that there's a time and place to heckle and speak their minds. And when it comes to Hall of Fame ceremonies, no matter what kind they are, those and award ceremonies, any ceremony of any kind, that is not the time or the place. And that's all I'm going to say, folks. You let me know what you think down below. Talk to you later.